Welcome to 5-Minute Tool Reviews, where I do my best to review a tool in about 5 minutes or less. My name is Robert Dailey, and I'm a professional furniture and cabinet maker, and today I am reviewing the SurfPrep 3" by 4" electric ray sander. This is not my tool. I borrowed it from a friend, specifically to help me refinish a live edge Perota table that had a lot of curves, a lot of the feet were just big balls, and I needed to refinish the whole thing. I had to strip the old finish off. I needed to sand everything smooth, and I knew from YouTube and other reviews that this was about the tool to do it. What makes the sander, I guess, unique is not so much the sander itself, but the abrasives that you can get for it. You can see it comes with this squishy pad right here, and this squishy pad, just fits right there. And so it really goes well on contouring around, especially like live edge stuff, where you're not doing away with what makes a live edge table a live edge table. Or if you're doing curved, convex profiles, this squishy guy will conform around it while you're sanding it. And of course you can use it as just a regular detail sander. I needed that. So you can use it as just a regular detail sander as well. You can have your backing pad for your net abrasives. And then they sell this adapter pad that's squishy. You can get these for other sanders as well, so it's not entirely unique. But then they also sell these abrasives. These abrasives, this one is very soft, so this really will conform around, almost any profile. So that's super handy. You just pop that on there. The hole, it's only got 4 holes, so it's pretty easy just to line up the holes where you need it to be. Now, I have my Festool DTS sitting here mainly to show you kind of the size of this thing. So the DTS is a lot heavier. You can see that it is several inches taller, so it's not as nimble, harder to get into places. However, it is a lot shorter, which is a pro. So you're kind of trading height for length, and based on how I use sanders, that's kind of a 6 one way, half dozen the other. But I think most of the time the lower profile of this guy is what I want. Now, personally, I love the top paddle design. I love it on my Mirka sander. And it's intuitive to me. It keeps your hand right over the pad, so you've got lots of control, maneuverability, and it's not that hard to feather it if you need to feather it a little bit, but of course you have adjustable speed as well. So after using this sander for a few days on that project, I've got to say I'm in love with this thing, and I'll be buying one for myself. Things I don't like about it are mainly the dust collection port on here. It uses, I guess, more of an industrial type of connection, and so if you have like a threaded hose, that would thread on there and stay on there, which would be a good thing. Or you can purchase this adapter separately that works with your other vacuums. However, this is the smaller Festool hose. I think it's 27 millimeters. Once you put it on here, it's hard to get on. Once it's on, it stays on, but it's hard to get on. But now you're really long, and I'm not a huge fan of how long you are once you get the vacuum hooked up. You can see with the DTS sander, the hose goes on the way it's designed, obviously, but it's a lot shorter of a footprint, even with the hose connected. I don't think it comes with a sustainer. I think you can buy their sustainer separately. I'll do that. I like tools and sustainers if I can get them that way. Noise, smoothness, vibration. It's very smooth. It's not terribly loud. Let me go ahead and turn it on. And now I've turned it down to low speed. And you can see at low speed, it's not even really creating enough juice or draw to turn on my vacuum auto switch. My friend who I borrowed this from, Nathan at Shockwave Woodworks, He does have a YouTube channel he's trying to start up, and he's really big on Instagram. So I will link to his pages below. You should follow him there as a thank you for watching this video and thank you for letting me borrow it. I'm definitely going to be saving up to buy one for myself. Again, this is not an inexpensive sander, so if you're thinking like, oh, I'm just going to pick this thing up for $100 like a Home Depot or Lowe's sander, not going to happen. I think the kit with all the abrasives and everything was about $600. I think the standalone sander is about $350-ish or something. But for a professional sanding tool, yeah, I think it's definitely worth having. I'll be adding it to my arsenal of sanders, and yeah, I've spent a lot of money on sanders, but good sanding and good finishing is worth the expense, especially if you're trying to do this professionally. So, very pleased with it, and I'm glad I got to borrow it and try it out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.